Hello everybody and welcome to a quick announcement video. I guess you guys have seen this already because I'm late to the party because I needed to work. Yeah, Frontier did it again. They screwed me. Basically, whenever I have no time a day, you can expect Frontier to release something incredible. And they did today. Now, when I was having my lunch break, I checked Twitter and I was greeted by this tweet in front of your eyes right now. So for those of you who are not caught up on stuff right now, there is a new update coming rather soon. We have no date yet, but they said this is very, very soon. And if Frontier announced, that means quite soon. And this is about animal talks. You've seen it from thumbnail, from the title. Animal talks are here. What are animal talks? Well, I'm going to quickly jump over to the forum post, but you don't need to read that all. I'm going to boil it down for you in case you want to see this all, because it's very detailed, very interesting. This is going to be something that we have been asking for since day one, even since beta. So we have the audio guides in the game. You know, people can buy from the information center. They buy this audio guide, but basically it's just a fictional thing. You guys don't see it. They do have this kind of walkie-talkie thing in their hands for a bit, but that's about it. You know, there's nothing really spectacular about it. They basically have it or they don't have it. So that's about it. But now we really have education points. Now it basically works a little bit like the entertainment points in Planet Coaster. So for those of you who do know how they work, they have a good idea of what it is. So basically what you do, you place down a new education item, which is this bit over here. You can see that one. This is having some speakers on top. There's a lamp and there's this little, I don't know if it's an owl or something, what is on here, but this wooden piece. And this is where the new staff member, which is introduced to the game, the educator, is having a little talk. Well, this works on a monthly basis in the game. So as you guys know, there is an annual kind of thing in the game. So 1 year in this game is basically the playtime you have, and then the month is, as you know, quite quickly. So if the daytime passes, actually 1 month passes in the game as well. So you can say you can basically schedule one thing per day, which leads to the fact that there is a bit of an issue about the time system in the game. But this is definitely something for a different talk. For the moment, you have to take it as it is. There is this item in, and you can have one talk per habitat per month, if you will, which is rather cool because you can really set the times, and then an educator will go there, and then there's a little bit of a pre-show phase, as they call it, where people gather around. So you will have a big group of people around. That also means you have to have a bit of space, and then the educator is going to talk to your guests and educate them basically about the animal. Depending on their level of training, it's better or worse, makes sense. And you know, the higher the level, the higher the amount of education points your guests are rewarded with, and which also your zoo is rewarded with. Additionally, and that is super cool, there is a little, I want to call it feeding mechanic going on. So what happens is not only your guests gather around, but also your animals are more likely to come to the spot. As you can see in this screenshot, the animals are a little bit closer over here. And they state that, and I'm going to read only out this sentence because that stood out to me. And this is that one over here. Let me see where the sentence is starting. It's that one. Let me just, this one. You'll see your animals also walk over to see what the commotion is about. And if you're lucky, sometimes to join in. If you set the animal talk point up so that the back of it towards the habitat and there are no obstructions such as water, then the educator may also throw food into the habitat during the talk. Depending on animal species, this will not be available for every animal. Now, this last bit in brackets is really the interesting bit for me, because people also in the forum have been chatting about the fact if this might be a new animation or not. And I really, you know, in this specific moment, I have a lot of trust in Frontier, because also with the kangaroos and the koalas, we didn't really expect them to go this far to have this animation with the poachers. So in this sense, I really hope that these specific animals that are likely to do this get a new animation to, yeah, just catch this little bit of food that goes in, because that would be really cool to see, especially with those leaked animals that we have heard about. Maybe, you know, you never know. That would be also pretty dang cool. And maybe this is also a hint already what could go on. I have no idea. And this is also what I want to mention here, because chat has been going on about that. I saw this in different Discords. I saw this in forums and stuff. One thing that really is important to me to state, I have the same amount of information as you guys. I was really caught by surprise the same way as everyone else. When I was checking my phone today in the lunch break, as I said, and I saw this info, I was like, wow, really? My expectations, as you may have heard from my recent videos and stuff, weren't that high, I'm gonna say. It's just really that I'm caught by surprise, and I'm really happy about this, because that's something I've been wishing for. Because if you, for example, look at our zoo, Koali Zoo, that we built together with the lady designer, with Sylv and Mike, we planned a lot of things a little bit more realistic than in some other zoos I've done. And we planned in a lot of this stuff, especially if you remember what I've done with the recent camel habitat and the kangaroo habitat. I even planned in this little education area, which now finally has a real meaning. And you can obviously do a lot of other creative stuff with it, so I'm really looking forward to that. But dang, I'm so happy. And also, kudos to Shantae Goodman. For those of you who don't know, she's been in my live stream last week on Thursday. She's been doing a little Q&A. And not only one, but many questions were really regarding this education system and maybe staff tours and stuff like that. And she really kept quiet. And this is insane. Like, really, good job, Shantae. I mean, she must have been boiling inside, and she told me today, we had a little chat, that it was really hard to keep quiet about this and really channel her inner good community manager to really be quiet about it and just, you know, make sure that the answer is very much like a politician, not saying anything by saying something. And she did a great job on that. I just want to quickly say kudos to that. If that's the let's say, result of her not saying anything, I'm going to invite Shantae a bit more often, and she can answer the same way as she did to this a few more times, if we will get it a week later every time. I'm in for that. But yeah, so one thing I just wanted to quickly mention is we do have also, I've got another image over here that's also in. You can see she's doing some kind of grimace or whatever, like, you know, mimics and stuff of the animals. And then we have the same image again. But I just wanted to quickly point out that obviously this is not really news for us, because as we all know, I'm just going to skip through the announcement trailer. You can see, there you go. This is exactly what's happening right now. I mean, obviously this dude over here has not this point next to him, which I guess is down to the fact that you need to have it in game as a little item so they know where to go and stuff. But that's kind of really cool. The only little thing I want to mention, because even I was trapped a little bit with that, it is not a tour, okay? It is a animal talk point, so to say. So that means you don't really have a tour. I mean, you can kind of create a tour if you want, but it's not necessarily like a tour, because each individual point is acting individual. That means they are separated from each other, and it's not like that people go from one to the other, as far as I know. So what you can do, obviously, if you put them in clever places in your zoo, and you schedule this in a very clever way, so that you have the closest to the entrance and, you know, first in the year, and the furthest away as last in the year. You basically have kind of a tour if you want. But that's just like pinpointing one of the little things I was trapped in. But the rest, oh my God, guys, I'm so excited. I am really excited for that. I don't want to get too hyped, because there are a few more things I would love to know about that, because I always feel like you have to see the full picture first. And also I want to know what the DLC is, because as we all know, there is going to be a DLC alongside that. I mean, it's not confirmed, but we all know it. That's kind of the typical Frontier way. So I'm really guessing we will know about that rather soon. Well, that's been it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this little catch-up, even though I'm very late to the party. Hence, we are also going to have a little talk on Twitch tonight, because I want to get a bit more into contact with you guys about this update and what you want to know about this. So maybe I can also reach out to Shantae again if there's some unclarities about what's going on. But yeah, make sure to click the link in the description. You come over to my livestream channel, and then around 11 p.m. tonight, Central European time, that's in about 4 hours from now, I'll be live over there with some Yosemite Valley, and we can have some talk about the animal talks. So see you there. Stay safe, everyone, and goodbye.